son was 8, 9 years old, I grew up in this atmosphere, and they used to always, you know, they wanted to dress me like a little gangster, put a suit on me, a hat, go against the wall, take a picture, put one hand in your pocket, you know, things like that, you know.
As a teenager, Casso worked as a longshoreman on the docks in Brooklyn, the right place to be, he says, if you were a thief.
If I needed a few dollars extra that day, I would just take something, put it on a truck, sell it to the truck driver, and that would be it.
So if you were unloading the ship, isn't there somebody there watching what you're doing?
Yeah, but they were all doing the same thing I'm doing. Doing the same thing.
Did it ever occur to you to try to earn a legitimate living, to have a 9-to-5 job?
I did have a 9-to-5 job, and I was still a thief. And I was a good thief.
With exceptional talents as a hitman and a moneymaker, Casso quickly rose to the top of the Lucchese family. In 1990, with law enforcement closing in on him, Casso became a fugitive, which landed him a spot on the FBI's wanted list. After a nationwide manhunt, Casso was finally captured in 1993.
He's really within a world of criminals that are bad people, that are killers, who are just treacherous, deceitful people. He stands out.
Valerie Caproni was the assistant U.S. attorney in charge of Casso's case. She says Casso knows no limits.
He was involved in a conspiracy to murder a federal judge. He was involved in a conspiracy to murder a federal prosecutor. He murdered and authorized the murder of witnesses. I mean, these sorts of crimes are beyond the pale.
Casso ended up pleading guilty to more than 100 crimes, and in hopes of getting out of jail one day, he, like several other high-ranking mobsters before him, turned on his mafia family and became a government informant.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the subcommittee.
In 1996, hidden behind a curtain, Casso, who was in the Federal Witness Protection Program, testified on Capitol Hill and exposed the mafia's lucrative partnership with Russian organized crime groups, which owned hundreds of gas stations in the New York area.
Italian and Russian organized crime made large amounts of money by working scams to avoid paying tax on gasoline.
Don't you guys take a blood oath not to talk about the mafia to anyone outside of the family? Isn't there a code of silence, omerta, isn't that what it's called?
Right.
What happened to all of that?
I could see the handwriting on the wall. There was all the old timers were gone. There was nobody honorable left out there, and this was my time to depart. So let me try to get back, you know, the few years I got back left with my life, I wanted to try to hit the streets again.
Casso told the government all about the mafia's day-to-day operations in places like this, New York City's Garment Center. For decades, the mafia has had a stranglehold on business here, siphoning off tens of millions of dollars every year in illegal profits from clothing manufacturers, who then pass on those costs to consumers. Casso says he made $5 million a year doing business this way. His information helped net dozens of arrests and gave prosecutors a rare inside look at how the mafia controls legitimate industries.
You can't move a garment in there unless we tell you what trucker to use, who to deal with, and what you have to pay. Because we control the unions.
When you say you control the union, what do you mean?
The organized crime's putting their people in there to be the union representatives.
All right, I'm going into business. I'm going to open up Bradley Suits. I make men's clothing down there on 7th Avenue. But suppose I say, look, I've got these truckers over here who are going to move my suits. These are the people I want to use. I don't want to see your people. What happens?
First thing they're going to do is go grab the trucker and tell him not to pick your work up. Now you're going to be sitting with all your work ready to be shipped out, and there's going to be nobody pick it up. They're going to look to attack you in another way. Maybe get in your shop, destroy your merchandise, you know, until you come along, until you finally join up and sign up with them.
Will they go after me?
Possibility. You know, they would rather make a deal with you than do any harm to you.
When they make the deal and I agree to make these payments, do I make them in cash, in checks?
In cash. What we do is all money's collected every month. Lucchese family gets 50%, the Genovese family gets 25%, and the Gambino family gets 25% of the monies. That's how it's divvied up.
Suppose I say to this union representative, look, I've got hidden tape recorders here. I've recorded all of this. I'm going to the FBI. What happens then?
What do you think? It's going to happen. They would look to kill you.